Yes, top.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, hi, welcome everybody. Today I will lead the final workshop, Society Champion. I will go through it quickly. Yes, so this will be a... Zie je trouwens ons in het scherm of zie je dat niet?
Hun zien ons ook, ja.
Nee, ik bedoel dit, zeg maar.
Ja, dat zie ik.
Zo. Zie je het nu beter?
Ja, ik zie alles.
Okay, so today's agenda will consist of a couple of things. We start with the introduction. We'll have a reflection on the program. We will discuss what a positive influence is. We will also discuss positive versus negative influences. How you can be a positive influence to others. We will discuss a thing called growth mindset. And last but not least, society norms. After discussing all these things, I have an exciting workshop for you. So let's start. A little bit about myself. So my name is Melissa. I'm a 23-year-old student. I'm currently studying banking and insurance. I'm a board member at ASN Rotterdam. I also work part-time. I work at a bank called ABN AMRO. I'm a personal banker. So I help other persons take questions with their banking, or they want an insurance, stuff like that. I also have some hobbies. My hobbies are reading and sailing. I've been sailing from a very young age. And since Corona, like since COVID-19 and since the lockdown, I couldn't do anything but just taking really long walks because everything was closed. So yeah, I got a new hobby. So let's reflect a little bit. You've had some workshops before this. You had 5 different workshops. Personality and mindset, money management, career guidance, self-business skills, and entrepreneurship. I was wondering which session had the most impact on you and why. Maybe someone would like to say something about that. Somebody can share their opinion. Just you can unmute your microphone and tell me what you think.
Anyone from Project Change? Just a bit of feedback on like which session you like the most and why.
Don't be shy, it's okay.
Oké, er komt iemand.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Over the time, money management has impacted me a lot because previously I've been a wasteful spender. My income is not that much, but I've been spending more than my income. So to some extent, I've learned a lot from money management.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your contribution. Is there anyone else who'd like to share their thoughts?
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Reinfest, and all of those sessions had a most important impact in my life. And the one that is most important is a career guidance. You know, in Liberia, after school, people expect you to know what you're supposed to do already. So for me, after high school, I was kind of confused what to do. People already supposed to know that I know what to do already, but the time now. So after when I learned about the career guidance, I already know that career guidance is not something that you're supposed to rush. It is a long time learning. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I see someone is holding up his hand. Musa, would you like to share your thought as well?
Yes.
Okay, please
Um,
go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes. The most impactful is the personal mindset. Because it actually showed me or teach me how to work along with people from diverse culture, from different background with different mindset, and how to work with people in my community, most especially my peers, and how to deal with them in order of working along with them in achieving a specific goal, and how to work along with my elders in my community.
Yes, those are great skills. Thank you for sharing. Is there anyone else who would like to share his or her thoughts? And if not, then we can continue. If you would like to share something about the sessions you had, please raise your hand or just walk forward.
Ik denk dat dat het wel was voor nu.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you all for sharing. Yeah, let's talk about a positive influence. Let's talk about the definition of positive influence. So when you look up positive influence, you see that positive influence is the impact you have on others and yourself by pointing out strengths and virtues. It is how you are, what you do, and the power you have on others to value what is best within themselves. So yeah, this is like a meaning of positive influence. But today we're also going to discuss how you can be a positive influence to others. Well, we discussed a positive influence, and obviously a negative influence would be the opposite. So negative influence or bad influence, meaning something or someone that teaches others to do wrong or to make them have bad thoughts about someone, or encourages wrong action and thoughts by example. But it's not only that, it's also making someone feel bad about themselves by making a mean comment or saying something which is not so nice. It's also negative influence because you can hurt someone else's feelings. And maybe the other people around you will go with you and they will also start saying mean things. So yeah, but today we are going to focus on a positive influence instead of negative influence, because that's what we want to be. We want a positive influence to others and our community. So how can you be a positive influence? I have written down some keywords. For example, listen, catch people doing good, keep a positive attitude, be a goal setter, and teach, don't preach. And I will elaborate these. When you listen carefully, you would know that all you need to know about a person's character. Oh, something's going wrong. Yeah, so when you listen, you would know that all you need to know about a person's character and desire and needs. To positively influence others, you must listen to what is spoken and what is left unsaid. Therein lies the explanation for what people need in order to feel validated, supported, and seen. If someone tells you something, then you really have to listen to understand that person. You really have to listen to understand what is being said instead of just listening to give answers straight away. If a person feels they're invisible and unseen, they are less likely to be positively influenced. And yeah, listening means a person's primary need of validation and acceptance. So it's always good to listen to the person who's talking, so you can help that person. And then we have catch people doing good. Yeah, so a positive way of influencing others in a positive way is catch people doing good. You want to focus on the positive side instead of the negative side, and you want to highlight all the positive things that are happening, all the good things that are happening. And yeah, instead of looking for problems, you got to look for successes. Yeah, once you catch people doing good, name and notice their contributions. It's okay to compliment someone. If someone is doing something good, you can just go ahead and give that person a compliment. It just takes a very little of your time, and for the person receiving a compliment, it can be a very big thing, and you can make that person's whole day. By just saying a few nice words, you can be a positive influence, and you can help others. Yeah, so often we act and speak without being aware that our actions and words reflect a negative attitude. We need to change the way we talk, and we need to realize all the things we are saying. So we need to think before we speak in order to say good things and focus on good instead of the bad. And then be a goal setter. Setting goals is imperative if we want to achieve anything in life. If you want something, you need to set a goal. Otherwise, it won't just happen overnight. Yeah. What you can do is, for example, create a ritual for yourself. For example, every Sunday you will sit down and you will think about how the week went, and yeah, you will set a goal for each week, and then at the end of the week on Sunday you will think back and look back and think, okay, how was this week? What did I do? How did I spoke to other people? What was I doing? So you can look back and just think about all the things you did, so that the following week you can be better. You can prepare yourself to be better, and yeah, set your own goals. And then we have teach, don't preach, which is a catchy phrase, but also has a good meaning. Do your best just to give the options and teach why you think there are better alternatives rather than just preaching it. This is also a little bit linked to our first word, listen. When you discuss something with a person, try to listen to what they're saying and have the information you have back up your case. Do your best to make sure that you're not spouting out incorrect information, and educate yourself deeply. So when you start a discussion with someone, try to know all the information there is, and try to understand what the other person is saying rather than just saying no and that's it. If you want to be a positive influence, you need to listen to the other person talking, and then come with information to back up your case, instead of just sprouting out and saying, no, this is not it. People will be more likely to listen to you if you listen to them. And then we will continue. So we have a thing called growth mindset. In a growth mindset, people believe their most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Brains and talents are just the starting point. This view creates a love of learning and resilience that is essential for great accomplishment. So yeah, it was a really, really long sentence. But growth mindset is actually something very simple. You can do it. You can start doing it right away, and you can start implementing it in your life. Here are some examples of a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is when people believe that a person's potential can be measured. You're either smart or you're not smart. You either can do something or you just can't. That's just the way it is. And for example, in school or in your surroundings, if you receive low marks or you receive feedback, it means that you're not smart, it means that you're failing, it means that you're not doing good. That's it. There's no gray area. It's just you're either it or you're not. And with a growth mindset, You can try thinking, how did I grow today? Try to use things as I can. Try to say, try to focus on the positive rather than the negative, saying, okay, well, I can't do this. For example, I'm not good at maths, but I'm really good in other subjects like English or things like that. And try to implement this in your daily life and teach others around you as well. We will go a little bit further and give more examples. Your brain is malleable. Every time you learn something new, the brain forms new connections. So it's a really funny thing. Every time you learn something new, something really happens in your brain. Your brain literally will form new connections. So that's really amazing. Before I go further, can you hear me clearly? I just got a notification that my internet was unstable. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I think we can all hear you. Just try to talk just a little bit slower, just so they can like grasp a little bit more of what you're saying. Just because kind of our levels of English is a bit different, just to make sure that they can like catch what you're saying.
Yes, of course. If you have any questions or you didn't understand anything, I can go back a couple slides. That's totally fine.
Yeah, and I think in the end we will have the Q&A and they can ask then other questions as well.
Yes, okay, perfect. So how can you develop a growth mindset? Start by using the powerful word yet. Yet is a very, very powerful word. I already gave an example. I said I'm bad at maths, but instead of just saying, yeah, I'm bad at maths, try to think, try to reverse think that, saying things as I'm not yet good at maths. Instead of saying I'm not as smart as they are, try to say and think I'm not as smart as they are yet. So see it as a encouragement for yourself. Try to see it as an accomplishment you still haven't gotten yet. So instead of just focusing on the bad, try to think that of yourself that you can still evolve and do better. So another example, I'll never understand how to add fractions. You can again say, I don't understand how to add fractions yet. Before a big test, I'm going to fail the test. And even if you have failed, you can still do it over and think to yourself, I'm not yet able to pass the test. So try to focus on the positive and try to focus on the positive that is coming instead of just focusing on the fact that you're not so good at something. You can always evolve and try and learn. That's totally okay. And even after you've done that, I mean, I'm still not good at maths. I'm trying, but even if it's not your thing, then that's also okay. And then I've written down a couple other keywords. First one is learn, learn, and learn. It's more important to learn than to get good grades. For example, in school, focus on learning and improving. Like I said, it's okay if you're not good at everything. It's okay if you're not good at every subject. It's okay if you still have some flaws. It's perfectly okay. You just have to keep learning and improving and just trying. And also you have to realize that hard work is key, because nothing comes easy. Putting a lot of work and effort into learning and working hard is key. You'd have to do it. Seek challenges, focus on strategies, effort, struggles, and persistence despite of setbacks. So if you try and try to learn something new and it doesn't work out, you can't do it, try formulating it with the powerful word yet, but also just try again. Struggle will come. You just have to put a little bit more effort. Just try again and it will work out in the end. and set feedback. Capitalize on mistake, confront deficiencies, reflect on different strategies that work and don't work, focus on learning and improving. So yeah, for example, if you tried something, you want to improve, you want to learn, you worked really hard for it, but it didn't work out in the end. Try thinking, what did I do and what can I do next? Think back of your strategy, reflect, and try again. It's perfectly fine. Like I already explained, you don't have to be good at anything. You just have to think to yourself, I can do it. And if I can't do it right now, I will be able to do it in the nearby future. I just have to work a little bit harder, change my view, ask for feedback, and then try again. Okay, we will continue with the next slide. So yeah, we discussed a growth mindset. Hopefully you all understand the concept of it, because now we're changing it to the next subject, which are social and gender norms. Social norms are collectively agreed upon standards and rules that most members of a group or society adhere to accept. For example, if someone sneezes, you say bless you, or you form a line at a store counter, or when you see someone walking to the door and you're already walking through it, you hold the door open. These are all social norms that are collectively agreed upon, things that you see as normal, things that you in your society see as normal. And also most of these things are also a little bit cultural. But then we also have gender norms. And gender norms are commonly accepted social, cultural rules that specify male and female characteristics, roles, acceptable behaviors, and capacities. This means that there are specific rules for males and females. So the males go out, they work, they bring home money, and females, like women, they just go around, clean the house, they cook, they take care of the children, and that's it. So everything is really strict into boxes, and all the tasks are really divided. So males do this, females do that. But I think nowadays it's not like that anymore. I think nowadays females are also able to do everything a male can, and also the other way around. It's perfectly fine for a female to go to school, build up her career, also going to start working. She doesn't have to be home taking care of the children all the time. You have new things called stay-at-home dad, which is also completely okay. I think there are no strict rules or chores or anything that has to be done by a male or either female. And I think it's also really important for you to know that it's okay to do everything a male does, and the other way around as well. Going to school, getting a job, going after your career, that's totally fine, and that's totally up to you. In the next slide, there will be a short video which will explain a little bit more about gender roles and stereotypes. Going to press play, hopefully it will work.
Okay, so we have to get you a sword, a shield, blue pants. Oh, and I can give you the mustache I wore last Halloween. Oh, come on. So what if you didn't get the role of the princess? Being a knight is awesome. At least you're not playing a tree. Gender role stereotypes are when a person is expected to act in a certain way based on society's expectations related to their gender. Traditional gender roles go back to a time when there were clear and, at times, unequal rules about how people were expected to act based on their gender. People who were born male were expected to be strong and aggressive, not emotional, and, of course, to love sports. People who were born female were expected to be kind and nurturing, emotional, and domestic, meaning they were all supposed to be able to cook and clean. Gender role stereotypes also affect people's understanding of who is beautiful and who is not. People still go to great lengths to try and conform to these unrealistic ideals they see in popular media. They diet, obsessively exercise, and go through plastic surgery. Additionally, strict stereotypes about gender police people's emotions. Girls are not expected to show anger, and boys aren't supposed to be empathetic, nurturing, or vulnerable. Luckily, as times have changed, so have people's expectations about gender roles. More and more people are free to behave in ways that are true to who they really are, and that is a good thing. Till next time, don't forget to visit me at amaze.org or go to my YouTube channel.
Yes, so that was a small, short video about gender roles and stereotypes. So we could see that indeed the woman has to be nurturing and she has to cook and to clean, and men need to be harsh and they don't. They are not expected to show their emotions or help out or cook or clean. Just have to work. Yeah, I would like to give you all the thought of think about that and think about gender roles and think about the fact that this does not have to be like that. You can make the change if you want to. A moment. Is there anyone who would like to share their thoughts about gender roles? Someone who has a strong opinion about gender roles, who thinks, yes, this is right, this is okay. Or someone else who thinks, no, I like the way it is. Yeah. Is there someone who likes to share their opinion? No? Komt er beweging of niet?
Hi guys, does anyone want to share?
I see Musa put up his hand.
Guys, there's a lot of echo. I don't know if you guys could talk from the computer. That's the best one to speak. Because otherwise we cannot hear you.
I see Musa holding up his hands. I think you're still on mute. You can unmute.
Ik denk dat het voor de laatste keer nog was.
Okay.
Okay,
if nobody wants to share, that's also fine. Then we will continue.
Okay.
So, reinvesting in your community. How can you reinvest in your community? When you reinvest in your community, everyone wins. Because your community, the people around you, the neighborhood you live in, your friends, your family, everything around you, that's your community. That is who you are, and that's a very big part of you. And it's your footprint, it's your legacy to the world, it's your mark, and it's your contribution to the world. So the place you live in, your surroundings, that is you. And it's best if you reinvest in your community so you can grow together. So if everyone reinvests in their community, everyone will win. Everyone wins, and yeah, you can grow together as a community. This is not only with friends, like I said, it's also with family, with work, with everything. Okay, so we've talked about reinvesting in your community, but now the question arises, how can you reinvest in your community? We've divided 4 different subjects: financially, by doing a mentorship, by teaching, and by volunteering. Well, financially is try to buy locally and support the people around you. Yeah, so if someone starts their own business or has a business idea, try to support that person, try to buy local things, try to help the people around you. If someone, for example, starts a business and you don't have very much money to spend, spread the word about that person's business. Tell other people about the things they're doing. For example, if they make t-shirts, tell it to all your family and friends. Tell them what kind of good t-shirts that person made. Just help them and support them. You don't always have to buy things or spend money, but you can also help them and support them so that they can grow, and this will help that person financially. And by doing this, you will again reinvest in your own community. And then mentorship. You guys are very lucky to have had a wonderful series of workshops. Today you have another one, and use all the tools you have learned and pass them on. This goes along with teaching. We also discussed this before: be kind and listen, so that people will listen back and teach them all your knowledge. So use all the tools you have learned and pass them on to other friends, your family members at home, so that they can also pass all this knowledge and all these tools to other people. So yeah, by doing this, you will help others, and then they again can teach other persons. So this will go around and around. And by doing this, you can really reinvest in your community, because if you keep all this information to yourself and all this knowledge to yourself, you will benefit another person. And by telling them, by learning them and passing on the knowledge you have, you can help them. And by doing that, you will reinvest in your community. Last but not least, we have volunteering. Try to help others without wanting something in return. This is also really nice, because when you do good to some other person and you don't expect anything in return, this will also help you to be happy with smaller things. When you volunteer and help another person without wanting something in return, you help that person as well, because that person wouldn't have to pay you. They can just thank you. Yeah, and by doing this, again, you will reinvest in your community, you will help others, and together you can grow. So these are 4 simple things in how you can reinvest in your community. There are way more things on how you can reinvest in your community, but these are just some highlighted ones. And yeah, try doing this, try implementing this in your daily life. And by doing this, hopefully you will help others, but you will also help yourself. And then hopefully we and you can all grow together. And then I have a question for you. Hopefully someone will come up front and answer this. How do you think you can be a good advocate to others? And in your own words, what does a good advocate looks like? So how can you be a good example to others? How can you be, what is a good advocate? What is a good example? What are your thoughts about that? Does someone care to elaborate on this? Please come forward or unmute your microphone, so we can have a discussion about a good advocate. Is there anyone who would like to come up front? No? Yes. Hi.
Yeah, again, my name is William. So firstly, to be a good advocate, you have to be a good listener. So listen to the people around you. And then in order for your voice, what does your voice? Like for you to be a good advocate, what does an advocate look like? You have to have positive influence over people around you. Let me say it that way.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. I think that's a really good answer, and that's really the message I was trying to get through today. So thank you for that. Is there anyone else who'd like to share their opinion or thought?
Yes. I am Musa from the Liberian Youth Foundation. In order to be a good advocate is that you first identify issue in your community or issue that is affecting people around you. Then you begin to put ideas together, start working on it, and advocate, talking to other people or advocating to national government in order to achieve that particular goal.
Okay. Also, thank you for sharing. Thank you for speaking your mind. I hear some background noises. Is that because someone turned on their microphone and wants to talk, or is that by accident?
By accident.
If not, we will continue with our next slide. Or is someone coming up front? Zal ik doorgaan?
Ja. Hoor je mij?
Ja, zal ik doorgaan naar de volgende slide?
Ja, dat is goed.
Okay, thank you for sharing, guys. We will continue. So we've talked about what a good advocate is and how you can be a good advocate and what it is in your own opinion. Now we will discuss why your community benefits from youth advocates, because you guys are all actually you are youth advocates. You are the people who are going to share their knowledge, pass their knowledge on, and help others. You will actually become ambassadors. Social championship ambassadors, and hopefully you will help others by doing so. And advocacy is about doing something to support, recommend, or implement actions linked to an idea or cause you care about. So something you're really passionate about. Advocacy is also about making voices heard as often as the ideas or practices we want to change affect the most vulnerable people in society. Advocacy is also about sharing your thoughts and expressing your thoughts and sharing your ideas or practices, showing other people what it is that you really care about and what's really close to your heart. And advocacy can be something big, but it can also be something very small. It can be a small act. For example, such as telling a friend not to bully, when you're sitting in class and someone says something about another person's hair or clothing, or sometimes that's funny as a joke, but sometimes you can really hurt another person's feelings. And then you, as a youth advocate, you can just step up and say, hey, that's not okay. It's not nice to say something like that. And by doing that, you hopefully will also encourage your friends to do the same. So you will tell them to don't do that, to not be a bully, and to be nice. It can also be something bigger and more independent. Instead of just telling the people around you, you can do it on your own. You can do research, for example. It can also be about communicating new ideas. You can write something down. It's a serious example, a blog, but it can also be something you write down on paper, just expressing your thoughts. Advocacy can also be about changing rules or laws and organizing legal demonstrations. So advocacy can be really big as you make it, but it can also be really, really small. For example, if you see someone who is in desperate need of help, you can go help them, and you can tell people around you from, hey, give me a hand, help me as well. So advocacy doesn't have to be something really big. It can be small, it can be simple. The thing is, by doing a small thing and by doing a small act, you can have a big impact. And that's what's all about in advocacy. It's by doing something to support someone else. It's by doing what you care about and by doing the things that you like. We will continue with the next slide, and that's about the health, work, play, and love dashboard. I don't think we can do this right now, but I would want you to do it as a homework assignment. Just try it. So we have 4 different subjects, which are work, play, love, and health. And the health, work, play, love dashboard will tell you something about 4 things that provide energy and focus for your journey and keep your life running. Most of the time, people already think that you should already know where you're going. You should already know where you're heading, but that's not always the case. It's actually really good to stop and think and ask for feedback, give yourself feedback, try out the things, try and think about the things you do, and then try to improve them. So I will explain a little bit about all the things, all the 4 things, and then I would want to ask you to make a quick assessment, and then maybe you can share your answers with your fellow students or your friends or classmates, and then you can have a discussion. Because you can't know where you are going until you know where you are. So by doing this, you will really know where you stand and where you are right now. And you can focus on where you want to be. You can focus on things you want to change. You can focus on the things you want to become in the nearby future. Let's start with health. Health is the base of our diagram, because, well, when you're not healthy, nothing else in your work, in your life works well. For example, if you're really sick and you can't get out of bed, it's really hard to do things because you're just laying in bed all day. Work, play, and love are built on top of health and represent 3 areas I think is really important to pay attention to. And I just want to stress there is no perfect ratio. So you can see here on the dashboard that you have 4 areas. And if you think that your work is only full for like 1/4, that's totally fine. There's no perfect ratio. It's just where you think you stand now. You just have to focus on where you want to go and how you want to grow. Yeah, we all, of course, have different mixes of health, work, play, and love in our lives, and also at different times. For example, when you are younger, you will look differently at the dashboard than when you're a little bit older, when you're an adolescent or you're an adult. So yeah, that's health. Health is how you feel and where you stand, if you're feeling healthy and well or not. Okay, then we will discuss work. And work is not only having a 9-to-5 job. Work is not only like going somewhere else to do your job. It's not like a fixed job or anything. Work is also when you consult other people, when you advise other people. For example, when some of your friends, they come to you and say, hey, what do you think? Should I do this? Yes or no? That's also work. If you're a volunteer, that's also work. So it doesn't have to be a paid job or anything. If you're a homemaker, for instance, if you help around in the house, you help your mom or your father with cooking, help to raise your little brother or little sister, your nephews or whatever, that's also work. If you take care of your aging parents or aging grandparents, that's also work. Doing your housework, doing your homework, that's also work. So it's not only 9-to-5. These will all go under work. And then we have play. Play is about an activity that brings you joy, just for the pure sake of doing it. For example, you really like playing football, or just the things you really like to do. You could think of it as doing your hobbies. That's what play is about. And then last but not least, we have love. It is as critical to feel loved by others as it is to love yourself. So it goes both ways. Love is not always in a relationship. Love is also about loving your family, loving your parents, your brothers, your sisters. And it's also the things you really like. For example, I really love sailing. I really love reading books. Maybe you like art, or you like paintings, or you like doing other stuff. Maybe you love music. Those are the things that fit under love. It are small things that you really like. So it doesn't have to be love in the essence of loving a person, but it can also be loving a subject, or loving an object, or loving just a thing. So life is never done. Life is only done until the moment you die. So it's really good to, from time to time, look at this dashboard, fill it in, make a quick assessment, and think to yourself, am I quarter full, half, 3/4, or really full? Work is never done, play is never done, love and health are never done. We are only done designing our lives until the moment we die. So see this as a little bit of feedback to yourself. So where am I standing right now, and where do I want to go? It's also really nice to fill in this dashboard, and then over an amount of time, just look back at it and think to yourself, oh, was I really like doing that, or was I really thinking about that in that way? So it's also nice to do it more than once, just over a period of time. Are you happy right now? Are the questions you would have to answer after you filled it in? How you stand in each of these areas? Have you looked at them honestly? And are there areas that need action? For example, if you are just a quarter full with play, you can think to yourself, what are the things that really bring me joy? What are the things that really bring me joy just for the sake of it? Think about it. Maybe you can come up with new hobbies or things that you really like doing, which you didn't know before. So yeah, then you can also see which areas need action, which areas are actually good. And also think to yourself, have I looked at them honestly and have I filled in this dashboard really honest? And then we have a beautiful quote of Martin Luther King. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. This is a really strong quote, which I really love. I'm really happy it's in the PowerPoint. It's really something to think about. Come up for the things that you really like. If you think something matters, speak up your mind, use your voice. And even if your surrounding doesn't think the same way, it's always good to just speak your own mind, to have your own opinion. Well, that was it. That was the presentation. Hopefully you've learned something new today. And I think now is the time you can ask any questions you had. If you want me to go back to a PowerPoint, perhaps we can go over something again. I would like to go back to the health, work, play, and love dashboard so you can look at it. Maybe write it down for your own assignment. And then, yeah, if you have any questions, please raise your hand or come forward, unmute your mic. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. First of all, let's give an applause to Melissa for the training.
And applause to yourself.
Amazing. So let's see if there are any questions. From Project Change, do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, my question is, what is the impact of the HWPR dashboard in order to become a society champion?
So why is the health workplace dashboard part of social champion? Is that what you asked? Yes. That's a really good question. Thank you. This dashboard is to look at yourself. Where are you standing right now? And when you really know where you're standing right now, you can look at yourself and you can see how you can improve. And once you have improved yourself and you become better at things you like, then you can pass this on to other people. When you're, for example, just a quarter full with play and you think to yourself, hey, I don't really have things I like doing just for the sake of it, you can explore new things. And so that you can be happier. And by doing so, you will be a positive influence to the people around you. Maybe they can do the same as you, or just a simple thing is when you feel better in your skin, you also be better to the people around you. You'll be happier, you'll be more active. Yeah, so in that way, you can help others. Is there another question?
Is there a question from Project Change or otherwise from Talented Liberian Youth? Do you guys have any questions?
Hello, my name is Esther. I'm from Project Change. So I want to know
I didn't hear your question. Could you please speak up a little bit?
All right, so on a Go mindset, my question is coming from on a Go mindset. How can you get things going when things become so tough for you? Hello?
Ik heb niet verstaan, jij?
Nee, can you maybe say it again, or otherwise maybe try to type it in the chat, because we cannot hear you.
Okay, let me start.
Okay, en ik denk al dat er ook wel een andere vraag. There are some other questions already in the chat. What is the similarities between career guidance and self-business skills? So I think this is a different question. So I will make sure to answer that offline. If you guys are not able to speak at the mic, please make sure to type your questions in the chat.
I also see a question. It says, how can one reinvest financially in their community with zero capital? I tried answering that. For example, I said when someone starts a business or someone started a thing of their own, you can spread the word. By spreading the word, you can help that person grow, which will eventually lead for them to grow financially. And you would have to spend zero capital. You just have to speak up for that person, speak good about that person. And yeah, then you can really help that person financially without just spending a penny. Under growth mindset, how do you get things going when things get so difficult for you? That's a really good and honest question. Thank you for asking that. When things are really getting so difficult for you, try to think about the things that you're actually good at. Try to think about the things that you can do rather than focusing about the things that you're not good at. Try to be a little bit more positive about the things that you can do. I'm very sure you have lots of talents and you're really good at other things, despite the fact that you're not so good at the things you just mentioned right now. And try thinking with the word yet. I'm not good yet. I don't understand it yet. I'm not yet able to do it. But maybe in the nearby future, I would have to learn. I would have to improve myself. I have to work really hard, and also have to set feedback. You can ask others for their help. And like I said, it's okay to not be good at everything. It's okay to learn new things, and yeah, by doing so, focusing on the things that you're actually good at instead of just the negative. Trying to think that you're not good at it yet. You will be if you work hard. If you learn, you will improve, and in the end, it will be okay.
Are there any more questions, guys? Ik weet niet of je nog meer in jouw chat ziet.
Nee.
Okay. Guys, if there are no questions, then I think we're gonna go on to the closing. So thank you very much, Melissa. Can you make me host again? So just go on my image and then the 3 double dots. Thank you. Wacht, ik zie trouwens nog één vraag. I see one more question. What are some disadvantages of being a society champion?
That's also a really good question. When you are a society champion and you have a positive influence on others, you're actually an ambassador. So the only downside I can think of is when you speak your mind too soon. When you're a social champion, people look up to you, people will listen to you, and people will really do the things you say they have to do. So you really actually have a really big advantage by being a social champion. You just have to think about the things you're saying. Yeah, try to be a positive influence, and yeah, don't focus on negative. Don't get tempted to say something negative or say something bad. I think that's the only disadvantage.
Okay.
By being a social champion, you can only help others.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, the last question, and then we're going to go on to the closing. And guys, if you have any more questions for Melissa, we can send them to her email. How does the mentorship help how does mentorship help to improve, to reinvest in the life of young people? So I think, how does mentorship help, kind of?
I've put my email address in the chat. So if you have any more questions, you can send it to them. And going back to the question of Patrick, how does the mentorships help to improve to reinvest in the life of the young people? Well, just a small example, the young people are still trying and learning every day. They learn new things every day. And when you're a mentor, when you guide them, you can help them along the way. You can help them with their way of thinking. You can help them thinking. No, I'm sorry. You can help them by changing the way they think, by changing the things they do. This will help them improve because they're still younger than you, they're vulnerable, and they're just looking for someone who can guide them. And if you use all the tools you have learned and you pass this on to them, I'm sure they will be way more advantaged than when they won't have all that information.
Great. So thank you very much, Melissa. I'm just gonna do the closing now. So